of Evelution, where I play EVE Online and you guys watch and enjoy. Now tonight I had a plan to kind of follow up what I was doing last week. If you were here for that, you know that we did the exploration thing, and basically what I wanted to do tonight was go out, do a little bit of exploring, kind of track down a combat site, and then hop in my Drake and just go conquer it, because in my mind that should be a relatively fun thing to do. So, of course we've got a relatively bare bones setup at this point still. We are in our covert ops ship now, and that is because we actually finished the covert ops skill up to level 3, which makes this a better option than the original tech level 1 frigate, the Heron. And in fact, I actually finished covert op 4 just a few minutes ago, so this is an even better option on top of that. Now, let's go ahead and undock here, and we'll do a bit of exploring. Now, if you guys don't remember from last episode exactly how this goes, first of all, let's zoom out from the ship because that's just way too close. There we go. It's a bit better. And, of course, we're just sort of flying in a straight line. No big deal here. We do have to get a certain distance from the space station before we can launch our probe, so we'll wait for that. Okay, yeah, we're there. So let's go ahead and stop the ship. Probes are launched. We'll engage our cloaking device so people don't mess with us while we're doing our exploring. Well, I'm meant to engage it. Aha, it's... okay, gotcha. It's the cloaking systems that don't work too close to a space station. I see. Very well. There it is. Okay, perfect. I'm going to stop. And we'll do our scanning here. We want the probe scanner, of course. And we'll pull up the map because that's just a little easier to work with. And zoom out a bit here. Now let's reset this. And we'll rotate a bit. Now this is basically just a broad spectrum thing to track down any and all anomalies in the system. We just want to get a little bit of a hit and see what's out there. So the probes are heading out, they're scanning some stuff. Okay, well that's just a little disappointing. Alright guys, so new plan. I guess we won't be doing what I thought we would be doing. First of all, let's go ahead and recover our active probes and get out of the map setting here. Go ahead and dock at the station, and let's drop the cloak. Well, that's not exactly what I expected to have happen tonight, but such is the nature of the game, I suppose. The exploration sites are randomly generated every so often, and either it just didn't make any besides the ice fields today, or they've already been tracked down and eliminated, or just something like that. But I'm going to go ahead and cut out here, guys, and kind of come up with a new plan, and I'll see you in just a few minutes. Alright guys, and we're back, and of course, if you'll notice from the ship here, the new plan is go mining, because that's kind of my default, like, this is what I do in my spare time. So we'll see if there's anything out there for us to mine. Hopefully there is. And if not, well, that'll be a little disappointing, but that's okay. I mean, that's kind of what the exploration system is for in my case anyway. It's why I'm training in it, so that I can track down the additional ore sites, the gas clouds, the ice fields, all that, and kind of explore the resources there. So, at any rate, we're heading out. We'll see what we end up with here. Hopefully something good. Alright. You gotta love the warp effects on this. Like, they look really cool. Plus you've got the whole light shifting effect, which isn't as prevalent on the mining ships, but is definitely noticeable on some of the other stuff. Yep, looks like this one's been mined out. No surprise there. Asteroid belt. Let's try 3.
Warp drive active.
It looks like we might just be late to the party, guys. There doesn't seem to be a whole lot out here. Oh, hold that thought. Hold that thought. Let me do a scan. I see a big rock over here. Yeah, just the 3 Plagio class. Okay, yep. We're gonna go to Asteroid Belt 3.
Warp drive active.
Well, that's just downright disappointing. Alrighty. Oh well, those are the breaks, guys. Sometimes you just show up after everyone else and everything's gone and you just sort of have to deal with it. It's not a big deal. We'll come up with something else to do here. Hopefully Asteroid Belt 3 hasn't been completely stripped yet. Sometimes they kind of get to all of them. Looks like there's a couple rocks left here yet, though. Alright, let's do a scan. And hopefully it can find me some Pyrex, and we'll just head towards that. Oh, come on. You know, you're telling me there's no Pyrex right here. Plagio class. Plagio class. Plagio class. Feld. Oh, come on now. Boo. Nothing? Alright. That's it. We're going to the next planet. There's just... let's go Asteroid Belt 2. See what they've got out there. It is a little bit further from my base, which means the back and forth is going to take a little bit longer, which is not ideal. Obviously you want to go to the closest location so you spend less time going back and forth, and then that way you kind of improve your efficiency overall if you're just sort of mining by yourself. Obviously if you're working with a mule, essentially someone who's driving a transport, and you just load their cargo hold and they go back and forth for you, that's not as big a deal, because they're doing the running and you just kind of sit there and mine forever. So, but yeah, if you're a solo operation like I am, then it kind of hurts to have to go a little bit further away. But it's not that bad. Not that bad at all. Okay, this looks like a fairly well fleshed out asteroid field. Let's do a scan, see what we've got. Oh, come on. Not one of these asteroid fields has Pyrexeries? What is this? What is this? Alright. I'm just astounded and baffled. Let's go to 7. Asteroid Belt 2.
Warp drive active.
I'm sorry, guys. We're just gonna have to hop around here until I find something to mine. I mean, yeah, I could mine Plagioclase or Scordite or Veldspar, but I want Pyrexides. That's what I'm set up for. That's what I'm after. It's the most valuable ore that you can find in this security status system. And I will have some of it tonight. By golly. Why does it keep unselecting this? Alright. Come on now. Big money, big money, big money, big money. Oh, that's just a lot of rocks. Okay. Pyrexides. Alright. So we've got solid and we've got regular. We'll start with solid. Wow, there's just not a lot in that one, is there? We're going to save that location. And we're going to approach this one. So we'll go ahead and lock onto that. And lock onto that. And lock onto that. And we can get rid of all that nonsense. We'll open the regular Pyrex stuff and get the closest one of those two. Alright, yeah, so finally we've got some stuff that we can mine. It's actually behind us, so that's not something we'll get any closer to. So we will unlock these. And see if we can find any of these that are closer. Looks like we just went the wrong direction for this stuff. Yeah, it's all back there. Alright, well, we'll just mine these, and for the time being. We're going to save that location. We're actually going to get rid of the... Well, no, we'll just hop to it later. Okay. Go ahead and launch our drones here. And we'll have them mine this. Since it's the better of the ores. Well, the more valuable of them. And so that way we'll end up with a little bit more of it, etc., etc. So let's pull up our scanner. And we'll just make sure that mobile depot. I want to know what that is. Store the most valuable belongings when under fire, and to refit their ship to better fight back against assailants. 1 minute activation time, may not be deployed within 6 kilometers of another mobile depot, within 50 kilometers of stargates or stations, or within 40 kilometers of a star base. automatically decays if abandoned for 30 days. So it's just like a container in space. Okay. Interesting. Well, thankfully that's not terribly threatening at the moment. 13 kilometers? Where is that? Uh-huh. This. I want to know where this is. Okay, but where is it? Over here? Interesting. Cool. So it looks like someone's got a sophisticated version of jet canning set up here. Basically, they'd sit within range of the mobile depot, which would be about 5,000 kilometers, and they would just mine and then dump everything in the mobile depot and kind of go back and forth with that. Now, the nice thing about that versus standard jet canning is that if you have like that or a giant secure container or something to that effect anchored, you can put a password on it, and then other players can't actually access it. So your stuff's a little bit more secure, and more importantly, you won't have anyone coming by, grabbing a little bit of it just to make themselves a target for you to attack, and then sweep in with all their corporation buddies and kill you. So speaking of which, we need to have those going, and we need to keep scanning. Alright guys, it's been a little bit, so the good disciplines I taught you a few episodes ago, I'm slowly remembering to do. So yeah, we'll get there. This first trip's always a little chaotic just because you gotta find a new location and whatnot. Eventually I'm going to come out and just scout all of this and find good points to warp in on top of. That kind of gives me access to the whole asteroid field from us, like 2 or 3 different locations. And I'll do that for every asteroid field and kind of go from there. But for right now, the system I've got works, and I just don't have the time to dedicate to doing that.
The asteroid is depleted.
Now, some of you might be wondering what I plan to do with the old exploration ship, the Heron. And I do actually have a fun plan for that. As it turns out, the exploration ships are, as far as like warp speed goes, essentially the fastest ships that you can get in the game, and then you can add rigs to make them even faster, which I intend to do because I'm going to be turning the old exploration ship into a courier. Now, the idea of the courier is it's essentially a transportation ship, but it focuses more on speed, like a lot more on speed, than it does on cargo capacity. So you can carry a few small objects, but you can get them across the game really, really fast. And that's the big advantage. It's really all about the short-term contracts. It's like, I need you to move this small object or from point A to point B in like an hour. You'd be like, okay, well, I have a ship for that, so I'll take it. What are you?
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Oh, come cold. Well, that makes sense. Sweet come cold. Okay. You may have noticed that I'm waning a little bit silly today, so just don't mind me. I'll try not to be too ridiculous. Well, I can't promise that. People, places. Dang it, it didn't come up. Went to warp on top of the Pyrex until we have that mined out. And then we'll get to the other. Well, guys, I'm sorry that my initial plan didn't really work out for this. I know that that's probably a little disappointing. I'm a little disappointed. I was kind of looking forward to tracking down a combat site and just killing some pirates. It's a lot of fun to do, especially when you have a ship set up to do it. If you guys are feeling frisky, just go for it. Kind of scan one down and warp in on their doorstep and be like, hey, I'm here to kill you. It gives you decent bounty stuff. You can get salvage from it. It's really a good way to go. If you're bored and just want a little bit of excitement, give it a try. It's something I will endeavor to do in another episode, so we'll see how that goes. They do pop up occasionally, and we will get one. You remember from last episode when we were doing the exploration, we had two. Just right there in system, so it does happen. And we will definitely get to those as soon as we can. Yeah, alright. This first one is going to get mined by 2 lasers. Second one is going to get mined by that. And I guess by the drones as well. Thought I saw the shadow of a ship. Oh well. Guess it's just me. And those mining drones are loud. Oh well. So yeah. I mean, that's just kind of the breaks, guys. I know sometimes you'll go out to do something and you intend to do one thing and you just can't. For whatever reason, you gotta wait on a skill training to finish, or you just can't find the site you're looking for, or the mission's not available, or just whatever. And you know, you just sort of roll with the punches. It helps to have a couple different ships, different things that you can do. That way you can switch gears if you need to and do something else, so that you're not wasting play time. Always able to do something, even if it's not exactly what you intended. But such is the nature of Eve, and the nature of life, in fact. Sometimes you end up in places you didn't expect to end up, and they're not necessarily bad places, but they're different than what you expected, and you just sort of have to roll with the punches, or, you know, not. But yeah, that doesn't work as well. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it here, since this isn't exactly what we expected to do, and you guys have sort of seen me mine before. I do apologize that it is a short episode, but we will be back next week with more Evelution, and hopefully it will go a little bit more according to plan. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate your support and your comments and the likes and just everything. Just keep them coming, especially if you like the episodes, and make sure that if you're not subscribed, you go ahead and subscribe so you can get notices when I post new videos, and so your friends and family and whatnot can all kind of see what you're watching, and, you know, maybe become subscribers themselves if they like what I'm doing. Alright, so thank you guys, I appreciate it, and as always, I will talk at you later.